Hey y'all, it's Amanda with Tap Mom and the Big Brigade. Hope everybody's having a good Wednesday. I'm okay, except for some hip pain. It seems like the more I walk, the more it hurts. So I've been doing some sitting. There's so many things I'd like to go do, like walk the dogs, clean off the front and back porch, and get some planters and fix up the outside, and fix myself a outside area to sit and crochet and film videos. But with this hip pain, it's just like not gonna happen. I don't know what to do, but I'm going to the doctor here in a couple hours. This is noon here. This is an early video. I don't think y'all not gonna know how to act when we doing one in the middle of the day. I've been up since 7 something because Leroy decided doesn't matter that we went to bed at 2 a.m. Doesn't matter. He wanted up at 7:30. So I am drinking a Diet Mountain Dew today just to function. But I'll probably come home after my appointment and take a nap. I'll need one by then. Yeah, that's what's going on health-wise. I was looking over these papers that the weight loss doctor gave me last week, and of things that I can now eat, and I was thinking to myself, I'm already eating that stuff. Because there was a big gap between when I saw them last. I think I saw them in January, and then I didn't see them again until last week. There was an issue with my insurance the last time I tried to go, and they wouldn't see me, and so I didn't have any more appointments till May, so I just didn't go. But that's okay. He was happy with my weight loss to date, and give me the new food list that I could eat, which I've already been eating. I decided to try to do it by trial and error, and I've stayed away from a lot of dense meat like beef. It depends on the meat. It really does. Like there's my favorite restaurant right up the road. It's called Ichiban, and they have like a hibachi steak and rice, fried rice that you can get, and that steak I can eat no problem. Johnny and I earlier this month went and had a steak at a steakhouse, and I was able to eat that one no problem. But hamburger, I fixed myself some hamburger patties in the air fryer. That made me sick. It made me feel like crap. I'll put it that way. It was awful. But I think it just depends on the quality of the meat, to be honest. My stomach's a snob. My stomach's a snob. Anyway, yeah. And so there was stuff on there, like apparently I can eat chicken without the skin, which we buy boneless, skinless chicken thighs. That's what we buy, and Johnny bakes it mostly. We don't fry anything around here. The only thing fried is occasionally I'll make myself a grilled cheese sandwich. Occasionally, a couple of times a month, it's not a big deal. But I only fix the one sandwich because that's all I can eat. Can't eat no 2 sandwiches anymore, which is good. It's good. And then it says list a whole bunch of fruit that I can eat, and I was like, I'm almost a fruitarian. I eat so much fruit. Leroy, come on now, dude. Go lay down. Oh, you're gonna make me bop you. Bop. Go. This is the bop. It's a taped up Woman Within catalog. I don't shop at Woman Within anymore since I can buy cheap clothes at Walmart. So why am I buy their expensive clothes and had to wait on it to come in the mail? No, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm just going to go to Walmart and get something cheap. It's not like I'm rolling around, doing heavy work every day. No. So I don't have to worry about that. I treat my clothes very well, mostly. The only thing that happens to my clothes is when little pit bulls jump on them. Yeah. Well, I say little. Y'all, a lot of y'all were like, he's 50 pounds. He's not little. Well, compared to the 80-pound dogs I'm used to, very little. And he's short. Axel was waist high. This guy is just knee high. So yeah, I consider him short. Is it day before yesterday? I bought some of the new Joann's cakes that they got. Sip of this Mountain Dew. Don't get excited. It's Diet Mountain Dew. Yeah, I don't drink sugar anymore. Y'all know that. But they had, I noticed on Thriss's channel, Thriss and Stitches, she's the one that enabled this here yarn buy. She was showing off these new cakes from Joann's, and I'm like, oh, those are pretty. But the one that really spoke to me was the pink and black, because I have a certain Canadian friend that likes pink. Yeah, and I kind of owe her another sweater. Sort of. But let me get this out here. This is the Big Twist Rave. It is 312 yards, 5.3 ounces, 285 meters, and 150 grams. It is considered a number 4 weight. They recommend, well, this is interesting, a 4.5 crochet hook. Well, that's not going to happen. Just to let you know, I don't always follow the hook recommendations. I do what Amanda wants to do. That's right, talking about myself in the third person. But you know what I mean. I'm not fixing to, you know, I'm gonna go with what I'm comfortable with. But this is the color that really, I mean, they had lots of colors that were beautiful, but this is the one that spoke to me because I was like, I really want to make Serena a sweater out of that. I knew it would make her happy, and her being happy makes me happy. So there you have it. So I will make her a sweater out of this. I think I'm going to go to Bag O' Day's channel and look at some of her pullover sweaters and see if I can get inspired. And I'm probably going to put my own spin on it, but I know she's got pullover sweaters over there, unisex pullover sweaters, you know, that could be for either or. So I had her send me her measurements, you know, the measurements that I needed to, you know, make everything work, because I like to make sure everything fits people, you know. So I'll get it done before it gets cold again. So it's I guess they're on the same weather schedule we are, because it's not cold up there like it was when I made her cardigan earlier this year, and I finished it and sent it to her. But I'm gonna see if I could pull the middle out of this and try to find the end, which is like digging for gold. Okay. You're gonna get yarn barf. Of course I'm gonna get yarn barf. Okay. See if we can find it. Oh, for Pete's sake. Why is it so hard? Alright. I know. Ooh, it's bright. It's bright pink. And this is not in, I don't know how to explain that. It doesn't feel plied like a lot of other yarns, you know. It feels like roving yarn, even though it doesn't, I don't think it advertises as a roving yarn. But I mean, it's really consistent with it's a thicker 4. I don't know why they would say use a 4.5. I'm definitely using a 6mm with this. That's insane to try to say that you're going to use a 4.5. Why would I do that? And I'm still looking for the end. Oh, let's see. Here we are. And it's in a knot, of course. There we go. All right, so finally I got to the end here. But yeah, this is, I already told her you're not going to want to put this in the dryer. You can wash it on cold, I would say, probably by itself, so that it didn't get fuzzies on everything else in the washer. Like that cotton that I made my top with, that's got to be washed by itself, especially the red one, because I made a top in red last year in the same yarn, and then I washed it with something else. I forget what, something else crocheted, and it ended up with little red balls all over it. So that yarn peels as soon as you wash it. So I know better. I'll have to wash my dress that I made by itself and the red tunic. I'll have to wash them by themselves, because if I try to wash them with something else, they'll end up with little fuzzies all over them. And even when I was working with the yarn, I had black on at one point, like a black pair of pants and a black shirt. I had fuzzies from the yarn all over me. I'm not, I mean, I love the yarn. I love this cotton. I really do. It's wonderful to work with, but the fuzzies. But I think once it's washed a couple of times, it'll be fine. It's just for some reason, it just does that. But I'm not going to stop using it. No. I just know what I can and can't do with it. And I don't need to put it in the, with other things because it'll get fuzzies on whatever it's washed with. But I think this yarn will be okay for a sweater. I just think she don't want to put it in the dryer because it'll, I mean, this is acrylic. It's not going to felt like wool would, but I would say it's going to be, I mean, it's already, I don't know if y'all can see that. It's very, fuzzy. It's fuzzy. So I think that's gonna, be something to watch out for. But I think it's gonna be easy to work with. It's not a real dense yarn, Here we go with the thirsty again. So it's not a terribly dense yarn. But it's not. I was trying to think of something to compare it to. Premier Basics Chunky. That yarn collapses when you use it. It's not a solid, it's not dense, it's not solid. But that makes you be able to use a smaller hook with it, because it's more, softer and less dense. But this has got some density, but not as much as like Michael's Craft Smart or Loops and Threads yarn. That stuff is dense, very dense and very thick, almost a 5-weight. I've been working with it in this scrap cake that I won from Joann a while back. I'm gonna show you that, and I'm just gonna wind this up somehow. Lord have mercy. Oh no. I hope that's just a fart. Didn't I just see the end? Where did I? I'll be right back, y'all. All right, y'all, I'm back. Leroy had an accident on the floor, and it was so strong. Johnny has got a really strong stomach, and it almost made him sick. So, yeah, that's really bad. Really bad. Anyway, I'm going to show y'all. I'm working up. I got 2 of the scrap cakes from Joann last month. Yeah, I guess last month. And so I started a granny square blanket with it because I figured I could make the dog a blanket with it, because it's it's a scrap yarn. What else you do with it? You make something for your dog. Anyway, I am on the second cake, and this is what I got so far. It is actually pretty cool looking. Because this ended in black, I decided on the second cake that I would just start with the black on the outs because it's on the outside. I'll show y'all. See how it's wound like that. So I decided to start with the outside on this, when I started the second cake. So, but it's got a little bit of everything. But I would say probably 90% of this is going to be that Loops and Threads yarn that he loves so much, which is very thick and dense. And this is going to be, and it's really thick. I'm using a 6mm, and it's really thick and dense. It's kind of a heavy little blanket, and I think it'll be big enough for Leroy, because he's been laying on the blanket that was Axel's favorite, and I just think he should have his own. So that's this will be his when I'm done, and it should be big enough. There's a whole lot of yardage in that scrap thing, so this will be big enough, because he still does like to lay on the floor at night. But what he does is he gets on the bed, and then he gets on the floor, on the bed, on the floor, back and forth. So this little dog is about a nightmare. Just saying. But there's the scrap blanket I'm working on right now. It won't take long to finish that because it's granny square, and I can work pretty quick doing that. I ain't started any new projects. That project was already started, for the record. That one was already started when I finished with the tunic and the dress. So no worries there. I haven't started a new whip. I want to, but there's other whips that need my attention. I need to pull the boys' blankets out and start working on them some more. Some of y'all haven't even seen those because you're new and you haven't seen the blankets for the boys. They're both green. See, Johnny's is all shades of green with using puzzle yarn, Premier Puzzle in the colorway Maze, which I have enough to make his blanket fairly big. And then Will's blanket is with Premier Basics in cream and in what is that other color? It fell back. I think it's juniper or something like that. It's a green, a dark green, and then yeah, and then a variegated from Lion Brand that's called Two Pines. It's in there. I don't know why you're sniffing over there. There's no food over there. Go lay down. Anyway, don't do it. He just came in from outside, and then he, instead of doing his business outside, he done it on the floor in the dining room. The dining room we don't even use because there's a bunch of boxes, storage boxes in there. I need to go through there and get rid of a bunch of stuff. And some of my paintings are in there. I used to paint. And so some of my all the paintings that I actually kept when I stopped painting, I went through my paintings to see which ones were worthy of keeping and which ones were just crap. So I kept a few. And I need to put them on the walls, I guess. I just haven't. Other things, you know, I'm a procrastinator. Any of y'all procrastinators? Yeah. Like the only thing actually on the walls in this house is that one sunflower painting there in the living room. Yeah, it's a big sunflower painting that was gifted to me in 2008. Yeah, in 2008. And it's painted on a board. It's painted on a wood board. It's not painted on an actual canvas. She used a board to paint it on, and it's really pretty. I really love it. That's why it's the only thing on the wall. But we will get some other stuff on the wall. We just, I don't know. There's been so much going on that I mean, we've been here almost 2 years, and that's still the only thing on the wall. I'm just not a decorator. You know, I'm just not a person who decorates. Get out of there! Sorry. Squirrel. I would say squirrel, but no, it's Pitbull. Leroy. Oh, dear Lord. I'm going to just fall over dead because he's wearing me out so bad. I think I've had 4 hours of sleep. I usually, like, what's been happening is I get up and when the little brat won't go lay back down, and I get up and Johnny, you know, I try to let Johnny sleep as long as he can because he'll be dealing with him while I'm napping. Because I'll get up with him and let him out and whatever else I need to do, and then I'll try to give Johnny as much sleep as he can, and then once Johnny's awake, I go back to bed. I close my bedroom door and that's it. I go back to bed until the afternoon because Theo is like my older Pitty. He's wonderful. I just wish that little one would take after Theo more because then I'd be screaming a lot less. But the little joker knows his name because I'm constantly yelling at him. I don't want to be yelling at him, but it's hard not to when he does so much. I mean, he's got this habit of coming, because he's not, I mean, at 50 pounds, he's not light, and he's solid muscle. And so when he comes over, he likes to come up here to the chair and jump and plant his feet, one on one leg and one on the other, and he's got these giant feet, and then his nails have grown, so that's a little painful. I'm surprised my legs aren't bruised up. I'm looking because I have shorts on in this dress, and but they're not bruised. I'm kind of surprised they're not bruised because he plants his feet on me so much. And excuse me, my Yeti cup. But it's crazy. I did get 6 of these, by the way, so I probably got more than I needed for her sweater. I smell something else. I hope, well, maybe it's just lingering. Maybe it's just lingering. But, no, not yours. No. I'm going to get the bop. I'm going to get it. Yeah, it just makes a lot of noise. It doesn't hurt him. It's just paper. But unfortunately, an unneutered dog doesn't respond well to, you know, kind things. You had to be a little more strict, a little more firm with him. He's not being abused, I promise you. He's just being corrected. Yeah, there's been threats to take him back to the shelter, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stick it out with him. It's just a lot. And then we have like a month and a half before he goes for his free neutering through the shelter. I wish I had $385 to take him to my vet and get him neutered. It would really be a relief to have him neutered. I think he would just be so much easier to deal with. But I don't have that kind of money laying around. I don't know about y'all. Plus, I got Johnny's birthday coming up in a couple of weeks. Johnny turns 25 on the 27th. And he has gotten some cards. We're just waiting until he has a pretty good stack of them before we come in and do a video showing the cards he's gotten. But it's just, I don't know. Because I know one of the games, Johnny plays PlayStation 5. And one of the games he wants, you can't get a physical copy for. You have to buy it digitally through the PlayStation. And I think he said that one was like $50 or $60, something like that. So I'm waiting for next week when YouTube pays me. And then I'll have him go ahead and do that. Plus there's a movie he wants to go see. I can't think of the name of it to save my life. It's a spinoff of Road Warrior. Yeah. And so he wants to go see that. So we'll be definitely going to see that next week. It comes out on the 23rd. So, but I did create a wish list for John. I'll put that in the description should y'all want to look at that. I'm not asking anyone to send him anything but cards, some birthday cards. But if you're because I get asked about, an Amazon wish list for him. So I had been asked by a couple of people. So I just went ahead with him and created this wish list. And so I'm going to put that in the description. I have a wish list on there too, but I really don't expect anything. That's not why I'm here. I just figured I would let y'all know it's there. If y'all wanted to do something for John, you could. Because he's quite wonderful. He's my angel and my right-hand man. A lot of people don't know he's autistic. He's high-functioning autistic. And but he does a lot. He does a lot for me when I don't feel good. I mean, he stayed with me in the hospital in March. The beginning of April. Sorry, the beginning of April. And he stayed the whole 5 days with me. He wouldn't go home. I offered for his brother, my oldest son, to come get him and take him home so he could rest, and he stayed. So, and he did the first time they put me in the hospital too. In March, they put me in the hospital for a night, and he stayed with me that time too. I think when I had my surgery and when I had my gastric bypass surgery, he didn't want me to be in the hospital overnight by myself. And so every time I'm sick or whatever, he's right there and won't leave my side. And what else a mother could ask for, right? He's amazing. And so I want him to have everything that he could possibly get for his birthday because he deserves it and more. So we are going, hopefully, if everything works out all right, we're going out to my bestie's, Eva's. She lives in the sticks. But he had requested, because the first time we met Eva was last August, and she was having a birthday get-together, and she invited me out there, and they had a fish fry, and Johnny loves fried fish. And so a couple of times when we went to eat catfish in town, he'd be like, this is good, but it's not like Eva and Johnny's fish. He said, I like theirs best of all. And I was like, oh, okay. And then closer, when it started talking about his birthday, he said, you reckon they would do a fish fry out at their house. He said, I'd really like some of their fish. And I was like, I'll ask. And so Eva's, planning that. She's, her and her husband are going to do that for Johnny, and we're going to go out there, and he's going to have his fish fry. And I got to think about what to get him for dessert for afterwards. He's not a big dessert person, but he does love lemon flavored things. And so I wanted to, because we got these little things from the World Market store, and we got these little lemon tarts from France, a box of those. And I was kind of hoping to find a place that makes the lemon tarts in regular size, So I got to call around and do that, find about that, and see if there's a bakery that does those type things, because I think that would be a good dessert for him for his birthday, because he's not a cake person, but he does like pie, like me. I love pie. Unfortunately, before the surgery, I loved it just a little too much. Like coconut cream pie. Oh my goodness. I could eat a whole pie. It's so good. But not anymore. Nope. The only thing that sweet I eat is when John and I went to Sumo's, which is a Chinese buffet place. They make these little square cakes that taste like tiramisu, which is an Italian dessert. It's like coffee. There's a flavor of coffee, and I forget what all's in there. But the only difference is they don't have like cookies. With the tiramisu, there's usually like lady fingers or vanilla wafers or something is used as the base, and you layer it with that. It's a layered dessert. But this little cake is about this wide and about this tall, and it's small. So I always get me one if they have them when we go to Sumo's, because it's delicious. I mean, and it's, even the little square that I'm eating is enough sweet to finish off the meal. We always like something sweet after we eat, right? Well, yeah, that's what I usually eat after I've eaten whatever I wanted from the buffet, which I can't eat much of that either. I like the y'all probably know the crab, what they call crab rangoon, which is like this little crunchy thing. I guess it's a pastry or something, something similar to pastry, but it's got like cream cheese and crab in the middle. I love those things. I'm probably not supposed to eat that, but what are they going to do? Lock me up for eating those? I don't think so. And then they make these little spring rolls that are pretty good, that are crunchy. And I like the fried rice, and and they do something with mushrooms. It's like they cook them in butter or something. So I had to get those. And fried rice, of course. I like fried rice. Who doesn't? But it's just a guilty pleasure that we do maybe once a month, something like that. And we did it for special for Mother's Day. If Ichiban was open on Sundays, then we probably would have went to Ichiban, but they're not open on Sunday. I'm a little addicted to Ichiban. Their sushi rolls, their hibachi stir fry stuff. I'd go there once a week if I could. But it's cheap, but it's not cheap enough where you could eat it every day, kind of thing. But it's one of my favorites. But I probably would have done pretty good if I grew up in Japan. I like their food so much. But anyway, well, that's about all I got going right now. I'm gonna the next video, I'll pull out the boys' blankets and show them to the new people. And I'm gonna just kind of go. I guess I'll have to do what a lot of us do and work a little bit on this project, and then a little bit on this one, and a little bit on that one. Right, Shannon? Another yarn. Shannon over there at Another Yarn. I think she's the queen of whips. But I love watching her. She's so sweet. And but she knits and crochets, and she's very good at both. And so she'll have 2 or 3 knitting projects. Right now, I want to say, I don't know. I know she got 2 sweaters, one for her husband, one for her granddaughter. And she just finished a little dress for one of her grandbabies. And then she's got a blanket on the needles, a big blanket. Wow, it's beautiful though. I forget what else she's got going, but she's always starting something new. But she's very interesting to watch. She has, beautiful projects she's doing, especially the sweater for her husband. It's gorgeous. And the one for the grandbaby is gorgeous. She makes beautiful things. I'll put her in the description in case you want to check her out. And because I've been watching her. She was a fan of my channel before she got her own, before she started doing her own. And I was just tickled to death that she started doing her own, because I'd like to see who you've been talking to in the comments, So it's awesome. And she's in Colorado, so they kind of have a long spring, I guess, and it's not quite warm there yet. But one of these days I'd like to visit Colorado. It's one of the states on my list of places I'd like to visit. I've been through a few states, but not Colorado. Anyway, I guess I'm gonna go for now, and I gotta go. I got a couple hours before my doctor's appointment, so I gotta go mail a package and send some envelopes off, and so I'm gonna go do that and get that done, so I don't have to worry about it tomorrow. Because tomorrow I'll probably do what I usually do and go back to bed after Johnny gets up and takes the dogs for his shift. And it's not really Theo, it's Leroy who is the troublemaker. So yeah. Anyhow, I hope y'all have a wonderful day. If I don't talk to y'all again, I may come back and do something. Yeah, I don't know if I'll attach these clips together and do one video, or if I just come back and from the doctor and talk to y'all again. I probably will do that. But I'm going to just, close this one out just in case I don't feel like it when I get back, because I got to talk to him about my hip and the x-rays that they took last time and that sort of thing. So I don't know how I'm going to feel when I get back. So I would just close this out now just in case I don't come back. But anyway, I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember that I love you and so does Jesus. And please adopt, don't shop. Your best friend could be waiting for you at the shelter or the rescue. And I'll see y'all again soon. Bye now.